just to review what happened, there were 6 people that were listed as possible visitors. Every one of them was observed at least once. In addition to these 6, 8 people and 1 dog came through.
I came in not expecting anything, so there wouldn't be any disappointments. There were a lot of general aspects.
Was your son killed in an accident?
No.
He also says beyond his control. Do you understand?
No.
Is that person still here?
No.
Is your mama still here, please?
No. But I was very surprised at the specifics that I did receive from all 5 of the medium sittings.
The mediums were virtually identical in their average performance. This graph shows the average ratings over the 5 mediums for each of the 6 deceased people that the sitter was expecting to possibly be there. The sun came through, you will see, virtually a 5, which meant every single person received information about the sun.
I would say the one that dominates this reading really is your son.
Now, is this your son that's passed?
Yes.
Okay, because he's jumping up and down. My God, he's making me feel like you need to know that he is here.
Now, I don't understand this, but your son also apologizes for his passing?
Yes.
He does take his own life, correct?
Correct.
Somebody passes that I feel is being like boom. They go out, boom. There's like a big explosion, or there's some type of big boom that happens.
Someone who passed out of the body very quickly, very
The young boy
unexpectedly.
who passed was a tremendous upset in the family, and I don't know if that's his initiation from it, but I do hear an M name, so that's his name or whoever he's connected to.
The boy you're talking about is my son. And yes, he had taken his own life. And he wished to be with his grandmother.
Also, somebody just stated mom is here. Does that make sense?
Yes.
It is correct your mom is passed?
Correct.
Is your mother also passed over?
Yes.
Okay, your mother's coming in beautifully.
But she also had a cough, a lot of coughing. When she comes near me, I feel the irritation to the throat and the bronchial area.
Also, another male presence comes forward to you and says, Dad is here. Is it correct your dad is passed?
Correct.
Okay.
Your father also wore a hat. He's got a hat on today. He's actually quite a cute man, and your father smoked. I don't know if that's what he passed from, but he shows me the center of his chest.
He's talking about some blackness to the chest, which to me would indicate either lung cancer or emphysema, some type of heavy respiratory problem filling up with fluids.
I also want to tell you the other thing I got was a dog. I feel like there's a dog, and I want to tell you that I feel like the dog has wire hair. Does this make sense to you, yes or no?
Yeah.
There now is a dog who walked into the room. Oh, it was Mother's and Papa's dog. They gave me the dog that walked into the room.
Did your husband have a dog who passed?
Something about a dog. Something about a dog.
God, I keep seeing that little dog again. He just kind of keeps wandering in and out.
The dog is back. The dog is back. Yes.
The dog that you're inquiring to is a little dog by the name of Pee-wee. Was a little chihuahua that lived to be 20 years old that I had to put to sleep last year.
Preliminary analyses of the heart-brain data indicate that the medium's brain is registering the subject's heart, while the medium's heart is disconnecting with the subject's heart. These findings are consistent with the hypothesis that during a reading, the medium is disconnecting from the sitter and possibly connecting with the deceased. This experiment does not tell us how this phenomenon occurs. What it does strongly suggest, to put it mildly, is that there is a phenomenon and that it can be replicated and that it has very deep significance. We hope this is a beginning, a new beginning for this work.
We're only 5 minutes into the history of this universe, and therefore, naturally, we're only 5 minutes into our understanding of the universe, only 5 minutes into our study of the universe. There are far more things in heaven and earth than are dreamt of in our very immature philosophy. There's more to come. There's more of us to come. We're hardly the end of evolution's process. Newton's universe was cold, dead, lifeless. It was just about brute matter, which was all law-abiding, determinate, predictable, controllable. There's no room in Newton's science at all for consciousness, for human feelings, human suffering, human joy. We just simply don't appear in Newton's equations. But there was a second scientific revolution in the 20th century, where you get quantum mechanics, relativity theory, chaos and complexity science. And quantum mechanics tells us we live in a participatory universe, and that we human beings, we conscious creatures, are co-creative insiders. So this is a radically different picture from the Newtonian picture, where we are just aliens on the edge of an alien reality. I can see from the physics that consciousness is part of the ground of being itself, part of the quantum vacuum. Consciousness is just written into the fabric of reality. And that's my consciousness and your consciousness and everybody else's consciousness. And we must have a deep sensitivity, loyalty, and almost gratitude that this life is part of a much larger process.
My Uncle Joey was my favorite uncle, and he passed away last year. And when we were driving to pick up my brother, we stopped behind a school bus. And when I looked out the window, I saw my Uncle Joey smiling at me. I was a little bit scared, but it made me happy. I think he was giving me a sign that he was okay, because I was worried about him.
Many people have spontaneous communications with their loved ones in the spirit world. And although it may be only once in a person's lifetime, they are at that moment a medium.
My brother Jack, he died after a long illness, and I was very upset about it. And but what was strange was that my brother Jack came to Milt in a dream.
We were walking down a dirt road, and Jack was not crippled. He walked straight as anybody and very normal. And we were just walking down this road, carrying on a conversation, when all of a sudden he turns to me and he said, "I want you to know that I'm happy and I am well."
I realized that the reason that he did not come to me was because he needed to prove to Milt that there is life after death. I already knew that, so I had no doubts.
Oh, it changed me perhaps a little bit. Maybe I lean a little bit more that way, but if you were to ask me, I'd say, no, I don't believe. No.
Unfolding one's mediumship and refining that takes constant dedication. It's an ongoing process. It isn't something you can do in a weekend or a week-long workshop. It's really encompasses one's whole life of dedication.
This beautiful man is my father. And this is the way he looks to me when I visit him now. As a matter of fact, he said he wears this old body so I can recognize him. In order to reach him, I have to leave everyday activities behind and make that physical effort. And so I usually sit down in my comfortable chair and close my eyes and take some deep breaths as though I were about to meditate. And I can feel a change. It's not like just thinking about him, but I can actually feel like it was when I was with him. I can still smell his pipe tobacco. I can still hear him call me sugar and baby.
Loved ones can immediately communicate with us, and we learn a lot from that, I believe. We learn, first of all, that that love does not cease when one goes on to the other world.
Well, my father was living in Los Angeles, and I was living in New York, and one night I was in bed, and I just had a very, very strong sense of him being in the room with me. I felt just the way I feel when I'm with him. I felt his energy, his essence, his presence there, but his physical body, of course, wasn't there. And the next day I found out that he had died. The experiences that I've had have convinced me that we can all do this, and I feel that what stops us is fear. You're thought to be slightly touched, not intellectual, not sophisticated, not reasonable, not rational, if you believe that you could talk to your loved one who is in the world of spirit. So we shut it off.